Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, and Text 2. Rupam yate dadavagodha rasodayena Shashvan nivruddha tamasa sadanugrahaya Adau grihitam avadara shataika bijam Yanna vipadma bhavanadahama virasam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The form which I see is eternally freed from material contamination and has advented to show mercy to the devotees as a manifestation of internal potency. This incarnation is the origin of many other incarnations, and I am born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The three deities Brahma, Viṣṇu and Maheshwara, Shiva, the executive heads of the three modes of material nature, passion, goodness and ignorance, are all generated from Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu, who is described herein by Brahma. From the Kshirodakashayi Viṣṇu, many Viṣṇu incarnations expand at different ages in the duration of the cosmic manifestation. They are expanded only for the transcendental happiness of the pure devotees. The incarnations of Viṣṇu who appear at different ages and times are never to be compared to the conditioned souls. The Viṣṇu Tattvas are not to be compared to deities like Brahma and Shiva, nor are they on the same level. Anyone who compares them is called a Pashandi or infidel. Tamasaha mentioned herein is the material nature, and the spiritual nature has a completely separate existence from tamaha. Therefore, spiritual nature is called avabodharasa or avarodharasa. Avarodha means that which completely nullifies. In the transcendence, there is no chance of material contact by any means. Brahma is the first living being, and therefore he mentions his birth from the lotus flower generated from the abdomen of Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu. Presents the Bhaktivedanta purport. So in the last chapter we have seen Lord Brahma had the darshan of Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu, and after having the darshan, he is offering his prayers to the Lord for creative energy, to do his service of creating. So in the few verses before we have seen Lord Brahma, he could see Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu, and simultaneously he could also see the creation. It is mentioned in that particular verse, Lord Brahma saw the lake in Lord Vishnu's navel and the lotus flower, as well as the devastating water that is still there, and the drying air and the sky. All became visible to him. So Lord Brahma saw not only the Supreme Lord, he also saw the devastating water and the drying air and the sky, etc. So Lord Brahma understood that Viṣṇu, Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu, is not affected by this devastating water, and he also knows that material energy is not active at that time. So that's why he realized that Garbhodakashayi Viṣṇu's form is not made out of material energy, because material energy is not active at that time. It's a devastation time. So that's why he is saying Rupam yadetad avabodha rasa. The form that I am seeing now is eternally freed from material contamination. Shashvat Nivrutta tamasaha. Tamasaha means material nature, and Shashvat, permanently your form is freed from the influence of tamoguna or material contamination. So in the material world, everything is tamasaha, ignorance. And then if he is free from material contamination, his body is not made of material energy, then how is it that I am able to see a form? So he says, avabodhara sodhayena. Udhayena means manifested or exhibited. What is that? Avabodharasa. Prabhupada translates that into internal potency. So when the material energy is not active and there is no material manifestation as yet, because Brahma is just created, there is no other variety, there is no other form, there is no other body present. But at that time, Lord Vishnu, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, is exhibiting a form, a gorgeous form, whose descriptions are mentioned in the previous chapter. So how is this form came from? So Brahma could understand that it must be a different energy. It is not the material energy, because he is the one who is actually supposed to create bodies for all the living entities. So understood that it is a different energy. That's why he is calling it here as avabodha rasa udaye, rasodhaye. In the purport, Prabhupada says avabodha rasa or avarodha rasa refers to that which completely nullifies. So internal energy, if somebody is situated in internal energy, it completely nullifies the effect of tamasaha, nivrutta tamasaha. It completely nullifies the effects of the material energy. So that's why he is mentioned here. And then why is it the Lord is exhibiting such forms? Sadanugrahaya, in order to give happiness, in order to show mercy. Anugraha to Sat means the devotees. So in order to show mercy to the devotees, the Lord exhibits such wonderful forms which are actually exhibited by the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. Actually, we can see how systematically the whole creation is coming step by step. And we can see how Viṣṇu, the Lord, is very actively involved. We can see here Garbhodakasaya Viṣṇu. He has already created the certain primary things. Brahma is known as secondary creator. Viṣṇu is the primary creator. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he instructs Sanatana Goswami in the science of absolute truth. So there he mentions about this second incarnate, second Viṣṇu. Generally, from our background, we think that Viṣṇu means only one Viṣṇu. But actually, in this world, there are three Viṣṇus responsible for this entire material manifestations. So, the first Viṣṇu is known as Mahaviṣṇu. He creates the 16 Shodasha Kalam, the 16 ingredients, and from his body all the universes come out as bijas, and they grow in size, egg-like shape. And then the second Viṣṇu appears as Garbhodakasaya Viṣṇu. So Mahaprabhu explains this. Eitakahilam pradama purusha purushera tattva dvitiya purushera yabeshunaha mahatva. I have thus explained the truth of the first personality of Godhead, Mahaviṣṇu. I shall now explain the glories of the second personality of Godhead, Dvitiya Purushera. Actually, Krishna has 6 kinds of avatars. The Lord is continuously incarnating into this material world in 6 categories. And one of the categories is called Purusha avatars. The first Purusha is Mahavishnu, and the second Purusha is Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu, and the third Purusha is known as Kshirodakashaya Viṣṇu. So these 3 Purusha avatars, they are Radha Govinda. They are responsible for the material creation. And so he is explaining to Sanatana Goswami the glories of the second Purusha. Se Purusha Anantakoti Brahmanda Srujaya Ekaika Murtiye Praveshila Bahumurti Hana. After creating the total number of universes, which are unlimited, Mahavishnu expanded himself into unlimited forms and entered into each of them. So, all the universes came from the first Purusha Avatara, that is Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu then expands into Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu and enters into each and every universe. Then at that time what happens? So here it is mentioned that Pravesha Karya Dheke Sabha Andakar Rahite Nahika Sthan Karila Vichar. When Mahavishnu in the form of Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu he entered each of these limitless universes, he saw that there was darkness all around. Universe is dark because there was no sun, not yet created. And then he also saw that there was no place to stay in this universe. Now where should he stay? Because just the universe shell is created, that's all. Inside there is no further creations are not there. So he therefore began to consider the situation. Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu started contemplating, now what should I do? So you should know that the personality of Godhead has a mind and he thinks, and he can think very innovatively, very creatively. Don't think only we are very innovative and creative. He can. So what is his innovative idea? See, here Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu situation is that the universe is empty, there is nothing. So something has to come from him means it has to come from him only. So then what he decided to do? Nijanga Sveda Jale Brahmandardhavarila Se Jale Shesha Shayyaya Shayana Karila. With the perspiration produced from his own body, he perspired. That means there is a sweat from his transcendental body. The Lord filled up the universe with water. Now, the entire universe, half is filled with his water. The universe is considered to be, at least our universe is considered to be 4 billion miles, the diameter. So that means, half of it means the 2 billion miles of the space is filled up with this Svedha. He is sweating. Our sweat can probably fill half glass. And here Vishnu's sweat filled half universe. So that's the difference. He is also a person, but that personality is supreme personality, inconceivable to our brain. So then he filled up. Then what did he do? Then he laid down on that water on the bed of Lord Shesha. See, he has his own bed. Lord Shesha, Ananta's bed is there. So he lies down there. Tandra Nabi Padma Haite Utila Eka Padma. So, see, Bengali very nice and simple to understand. Se Padme Haila Brahmā Janma Sadma. A lotus flower then sprouted from the lotus navel of that Garbhodakashaya Viṣṇu. And from that lotus flower became Lord Brahma's birthplace. It says Janma Sadma, the place of generation. This is accepted by Brahmā here. He also says Yan Nabi Padma Bhavanad, the home the house of Navel. What is Brahma's house? Where he born? Wherever we are born, that's considered our house, right? So where is Brahma's house? That is Nabhi Padma Bhavanad Aham Avirasam. I am generated from this Nabhi of Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu. Then after that, what happened? Say Padma Nale Haila Chaudda Bhuvan. Now within that lotus flower, stem of that lotus flower, that stem, the 14 worlds are generated. Chaudda Bhavan, the 14 planetary systems, innumerable planets, but categorized into 14 planetary systems. Tenho Brahma Hana Srishti Karila Srujan. Then he became Lord Brahma and manifested the entire universe. He became means from him only Brahma appears, and then he does his secondary creation. That means he creates the planets within that stem, and he puts in the living entities there. Viṣṇu Rupa Hana Kare Jagat Palane Gunatita Viṣṇu Sparshanahi Mayasane. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Viṣṇu maintains the entire material world. Since he is always beyond the material qualities, the material nature cannot touch him. So it is established very clearly that although Viṣṇu is involved in this creation very closely, systematic creation is happening, but he is never touched by the material energy. Rudra Rupa Dhari Kare Jagat Samhar Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Haya Ichchaya Anhar. The Supreme Lord in his form of Rudra brings about the dissolution of this material creation. In other words, only by his will, creation, maintenance and dissolution of the whole cosmic manifestation happens. And then finally Mahaprabhu explains Brahma, Viṣṇu, Shiva, Tan Ragunavatar. So now from Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu, these three deities appear. So what are they? Brahma, the third Viṣṇu, that is Sri Radha Viṣṇu, and then Shiva. These three, they appear as Gunavataras. This is second category of avatars of Krishna. Purushavatara, Gunavatara, Leelavatara, Yogavatara, Manvantaravatara. Like that, Krishna has 6 categories of avatars. Continuously the Lord is incarnating into this material creation in order to reclaim the conditioned souls. So Brahma, Viṣṇu, Shiva are his 3 incarnations of the material qualities. Creation, maintenance and destruction respectively are under the charge of these 3 personalities. So the ultimate creation, maintenance and destruction lies with the 3 predominating deities. And then here Mahaprabhu finally concludes Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu, known within the universe as Hiranyagarbha and the Antaryami, Super Soul. He has 2 names, Hiranyagarbha and Super Soul of the universe. And he is glorified in the Vedic hymns, beginning with the hymn that starts with the word Sahasra Shirsha. So when we sing Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha, that Purusha is Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu. So Vedic hymns confirm and they glorify the Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu, who is the super soul of the universe. Then he expands into Sri Radha Viṣṇu. He becomes the super soul of each and every heart, and also he enters into each and every atom. So that way, in that sense, these 3 Gunavatar and these 3 Purushavatas, Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu and Sri Radha Viṣṇu, all the 3 are called super souls. But they manage at different levels. Our heart and atom level, atomic body, then our body controlled by Sri Radha Viṣṇu, universal body Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu. And then the entire material realm controlled by Mahavishnu. So these three are considered the super souls at different levels. So here Shashvan Nivrutta Tamasaha Sadanugrahaya Adau Grihitam Avatara Shataika Bijam. Now Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu is been glorified as Avatara Shataika Bijam. Hundreds and thousands of incarnations are coming from him. Actually, most of the incarnations within the universe, they come from Sri Radha Viṣṇu, who himself came from Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu. So we should know that how these three Vishnus are very actively involved in the creation, maintenance and destruction of this entire material world. But he personally does maintenance, but he hands over the secondary creation and destruction to two more personalities, Brahma and Shiva. So interestingly, Prabhupada uses the word here, the three deities, Brahma, Shiva and Maheshwara, are the executive heads of the three modes of nature. So these are very interesting words. Executive head means they are the way there are executive heads in the government here of the state. Similarly, these three deities are executive heads for the government within this universe. Ultimately, if somebody wants to create anything in this world, Brahma's department is involved. If something has to be destroyed, Shiva's department will be involved. And if something has to be maintained, then Vishnu's department will be involved. So let us say if there is demigods are planning to have one tsunami come and attack and finish off some living entities and some manifestations, and that water, ferocious water which comes in the form of a tsunami, is considered as one of the forms of Shiva. Any destruction, you will see Shiva will be there, his department will be involved. Any maintenance, now everybody is talking about climatic change, sustainable means maintenance. So Vishnu's prominence is increasing, so his department will be involved. And then anything to be created, lot of apartments and big skyscrapers, so many things are coming up. So Brahma's department will be involved. They set the rules how to create, they set the laws how to create. Every department will have its own process. So that's why here it is mentioned, they are executive heads, and they are all generated from Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu. So moment you see that Vishnus are three, then comes the question, who is supreme? So the Brahma Samhita, it explains that all these three Vishnus came from Krishna. Govindam, Adipurusham, Tamaham Bhajami. So three cannot be supreme. So Vishnu's form, in these three Vishnu forms, their specific roles are there, functionality they play. That is also their pastime. But Krishna, he has, he is the supreme. He simply enjoys with his devotees in Vrindavan. That's all. That is Krishna. He plays on his flute. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. He has nothing to do. He simply enjoys in his own abode. He is not actually directly involved in creating this world or maintaining or destroying. Although all those three Vishnus are from him only and not different from him, he is not personally touching or personally involved in the material energy. Those three Vishnu forms, they handle all this. So this is Krishna's position. So that's why, but Krishna also comes down here, Sadanugrahaya, in order to show mercy to the devotees. So we can see there is a very systematic process is involved in this creation of this universal body, exactly like the way our body has been created. Similarly, universal body, there is a systematic process. It is not true that the universe has come about accidentally. It is not true that the living entities, the various species that we see, the animals, the birds and everything, it's not that all these living entities have come accidentally. No, there is a conscious plan, there is a very intelligent brain behind all these creations. So we can see from these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam how the whole universal creation, maintenance and destruction are being given away to 3 departmental heads, the executive heads, and then they do the needful. So that's why in the purport Prabhupada mentions that one should not equate these 3 deities. I mean Brahma, Viṣṇu and Shiva, although they are 3 departmental heads, they are not equal. Here it is mentioned that Viṣṇu, he is not in touch with he is not affected by the material energy, and hence he is not equal to the rest of the deities. So that's why here the word that is used is avarodha rasa or avabodha rasa. Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu always exists in internal potency and is always superior to the other 2 deities, Brahma and Shiva. In fact, if somebody equates, he is known as a Pashandi or an infidel or an atheist. That is the very strict injunction given in the Shastra. So we should not think that any god I can worship, any form is okay, any worship is okay. That is not accepted in the Vedic version. One has to directly approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Viṣṇu or Krishna. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. There is a source and we have an effect. Means a primary source is there, secondary its effect is there, and the emanation of the is the source of everything. So aham sarvasya prabhu. So how can I say that his effect is not at all related to the source? It is completely different nature. We shouldn't compare. So
actually, for Krishna, cause and effect both are same. From Krishna's point of view, there is nothing called material energy or spiritual energy. For him, all are his energies. For example, the government of India has many departments. It has a prison criminal department, and it also has education department. It also has, some sports department and home department. So many are there. So from the government point of view, all departments are important. It has to allocate budgets, it has to appoint executive heads, it has to appoint bureaucrats, and it has to ensure that all departments are running nicely. Otherwise, government will come under fire. For example, in one of the states, they neglected law and order, and then the party, one of the parties took advantage, and then they said, "You give us the power, will ensure that law and order department is tightened." And people were so fed up with the law and order situation that they gave the adhikara to the new party. The new party immediately enforced law and order. So government cannot afford to neglect, because it can lose power in this world. So from Krishna's point of view, all these departments are equal. Krishna For him, everything is required. Like government. And sometimes the government, say the chief minister or the prime minister, they visit the prison house. So when he goes, he goes with all the bandobast and all those commandos and this and that. He enters into the prison house and then he will do some activity and then he'll come back. And when the prime minister comes like that, he is also maybe coming in a normal dress. And if the other prisoners think that he is also pickpocket, that's why he is here today. If somebody thinks like that, he is avajananti mamudha. Krishna says, when I come into this world, they think that I am like them. I am like one of them. That's why he says avajananti mamudha. They are mudas. They don't know what it is. So a very interesting example, Prabhupada. So for government there is no distinction. Now the distinction comes from whom? For whom? It is for the living entities, that citizens. If the citizens are well behaved, if they don't behave well, properly, then they will come under the criminal or home department, police department. For them, police means fearful. But a nicely behaved citizen is not bothered. He is completely adhering to the rules and regulations of the government. He is not bothered. He is continuing his life. For example, all of us will be going and then we see some police. They are not. But some thief is there, and let us say police come, and sometimes policeman comes here and then sirens like this. And as soon as they hear this police siren, immediately some people start running away. That time police will try to catch them. They know why are you running away. That means you know that something you have done wrong. So for a well-behaved citizen, he has no such fear. Similarly, for well-behaved citizens in the government of the Lord Krishna's government, he has nothing to fear. They are known as pure devotees. He doesn't break any laws. But then, if the laws are broken, then we come under the control of this external energy. Criminal department, this prison department, we come under the control. So Krishna has, for Krishna, this department is also important. And Krishna never makes any mistakes. He is all perfect. Here the government can make mistakes in police department, law and order department. Krishna doesn't make any mistake. And what is his agency which is running this department? That is called Durga. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha. So Durga is, she is ensuring everything is pakka. And what is her duty? Nicely beat these and then bring them to the line. If they fall in place, all right. Otherwise, Prabhupada explains that the Trishul which is there in the hand of Durga, that indicates the three types of miseries: Adhyatmic, Adibhautik and Adidhaivik miseries, which are inflicted on the living entities. So she is always pushing the living entities with her Trishul. So whenever you feel some pain, you should know, yes, the Trishul is there. I have to be careful. So it's a personal understanding of what's going on in our lives. So nothing happens in this world without a person behind it. So ultimately Durga is under the control of the Lord. Mayadhyakshena Prakruti. So ultimately devotee knows that behind my suffering, Lord's sanction is there. Krishna's sanction is there. But then how is it that he sanctioned? Actually he sanctioned only a sample. If it is only Durga's decision, it will be 100%. But because she is under Krishna, so Krishna's devotee is supposed to get some suffering. So there is a concession. Krishna, छोड़ो छोड़ो उसको छोड़ो इतना दे दो बस. Otherwise, in Kali Yuga, to practice pure devotional service, not easy. So much beating is going on in this world. Not at all easy. The best beating is going to be coming actually, recently released, and it's called 5G. We are excited that it is a very nice opportunity, but actually it is a hidden beating. Front it says 5G, but behind it's complete suffering. Maya doesn't give suffering just like that. It gives like a package. Nice package will come. Front it looks very nice enjoyment and opportunity and facility. Behind will be the suffering which is hiding. In this world, happiness and suffering are packaged as one single coin, head and tail. We'll see the head and we'll get excited, 100 rupee, 1000 rupee, but behind there is a tail, other side. Similarly, in this world, if you get excited about some enjoyment, you should know just behind it is the tail, or the suffering is hiding. Just a question of time, the side will be flipped, and you have to go through. Your happiness will be flipped, and you will be seeing the distress portion of it. So don't think that anything comes in this world free. It comes as a package. Plus is coming means minus is there, and minus is there means don't worry, one day some plus also will be there. But for devotees, Krishna evens out all this. They don't go through that kind of a suffering. Even if somebody is going through, he will be blessed with a lot of happiness and progress very soon. So one should be very confident and go on with his services, and Krishna will take care. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.